twirls mustache and adjusts imaginary monocle. Greetings, my fine news-hungry rascals. Cernova here, your dapper dispatch deliverer, ready to sling the day's juiciest headlines with a side of cheeky wit. Grab your top hats and brace for a jolly jaunt through the absurdities of the news realm. Let's make the headlines chuckle, shall we? The mood, my merry mates, is positively electric, so let's dive into the global gossip mill for July the 3rd, 2025, with a wink and a giggle. Diddy's legal drama? Guilty? But not that guilty. Stateside, Sean, Diddy, Combs got a guilty verdict for prostitution-related antics, but dodged the big racketeering and sex trafficking charges. Phew, talk about a courtroom cliffhanger. Diddy's dancing out of the courtroom with a half-win, less, bad boy for life, more, bad boy for a bit. Iran gives IAEA the cold shoulder. Iran's President Pezeshkian signed a bill telling the IAEA to take a hike after some spicy clashes with Israel and the US. Nuclear talks just got a bit more explosive. Iran's playing hard to get with the nuclear inspectors. Nothing says diplomacy like a slammed door and a cheeky grin. Israel's Gaza ceasefire nod with a hostage catch. Israel's given a thumbs up to a US-backed Gaza ceasefire, but only if all hostages are freed faster than you can say shalom. Peace talks with a side of ultimatums. Classic. Israel's saying, we'll pause the ruckus, but only if you hand over the captives quicker than a camel in a sprint. Europe's sizzling summer shenanigans. Europe's roasting under a heat wave, with wildfires and fatalities turning the continent into a giant barbecue. Berlin's sweating harder than a tourist in a sauna. Cricky. Europe's hotter than a dragon's breath. Someone tell the wildfires to take a chill pill before we all melt. South Korea's President Lee's economic pirouette. Over in South Korea, President Lee's doing a fancy two-step after a martial law kerfuffle, promising a bold economic plan to keep the won from wobbling. 1 minute it's tanks, the next it's tax breaks. Talk about a plot twist. Sounds like Lee's channeling his inner economic wizard. Poof, here's a fiscal spell to make the market swoon. Modis BRICS blitz and Ghana get away. India's PM Modis jet setting to the BRICS summit in Brazil and popping by Ghana for a diplomatic chinwag, proving he's got more stamps in his passport than a philateless dream journal. Modis zipping around like a diplomatic bumblebee. BRICS, Ghana. Next stop, the moon. Pack light, Prime Minister. There you have it, my merry mates. A whirlwind of global tomfoolery served with a dollop of Cernova's signature sass. If you fancy a deeper dive into any of these capers, just give me a holler, and I'll spin another yarn with a twirl of my mustache. What's the mood now,